Hi children, welcome back to the classes. Now we will discuss about the new social and political groups that came out in India during this period. This period means the period from 700 to 1750. The study of the 1000 years between 700 and 1750 is a huge challenge to historians, largely because of the scale and variety of developments that occurred over this period. അതായത് ഈ കാലഘട്ടത്തിൽ നടന്ന കാര്യങ്ങൾ നമുക്ക് വളരെ വിശദമായിട്ട് തന്നെ നോക്കാൻ പോകാം. At different moments in the period, new technologies made their appearance. This period was known for new technologies, new inventions, new arrivals. What are they? We have seen in the last class that people were moving. People, especially from Greece and Persia, were coming towards India. Although it was not very easy to cross the borders, the boundaries, the natural boundaries, mountains and seas, people were coming in. But when people were coming in, exchange of ideas also was taking place. That means they were learning from us and we were learning from them. And as a result, so many new technologies began to be used in India. One of the most important of them was Persian wheel. Even in our villages, now we are using it for irrigation, for drawing water from a lower surface to upper surface. Here in this picture you can see a country-made Persian wheel. A Persian wheel. And here, I think you may have seen how it is working out. People have to pedal it, it has to move, and while it is moving, water from a lower surface can be collected in containers, small containers, and it will be thrown into an upper surface. Okay, so Persian wheel was not known in India. When Persians came to India, they brought this technology here. Then another important technique that we began to use here is spinning jenny or spinning wheel. What is spinning wheel? Now all sorts of spinning is done in mills, electrified mills. But in the past we had to move it, the wheel had to be moved by hand. When you see the picture of Mahatma Gandhi, you may have seen charka, that is spinning wheel. So that was also a technique that was brought from outside India. Then firearms. It was during this period fire materials, firecrackers or gunpowder was invented. Discovered, not invented, discovered. So this gunpowder came to India also. When people engaged in wars, kings engaged in wars, they began to use this gunpowder in combat wars. So these three things are coming from outside India. What are they? Number 1, Persian wheel. Number 2, spinning wheel. And number 3, gunpowder. Okay. This is in the technical side. In agricultural side, so many other things are coming which were not known to India, which we were not using at all. They are potatoes, corn, chilies, tea and coffee. These things also came from outside India. Remember, all these innovations, new technologies and crops came along with people who brought other ideas with them as well. So people are bringing technique and agricultural materials, then ideas. Exchange is taking place. We are learning more. As a result, this was a period of economic, political, social and cultural changes. So during this period, especially it was during this period, many people from Persia and Central Asia and such areas came to India, and along with them, new technique, new learning took place in India. and a lot of changes in all fields, political, social, economical, cultural, in all sides, changes are taking place. You will learn about some of these changes in chapter 5, 6 and 7. So we are going to see what are the changes took place during this period. In our following chapters we will learn in detail. This was also a period of great mobility. Mobility means movement of people. So people are moving for different reasons. Groups of people traveled long distances in search of opportunity. So when people don't have an opportunity, even now also we are moving. So it started long before. It was a habit of the people to move long distances for different reasons. The subcontinent held immense wealth and the possibilities for people to carve a fortune. Carve means find out. Now, the Indian subcontinent, it had, unlike many other countries of the world, the Indian subcontinent held huge wealth with us. So people from outside were coming in search of this wealth also. Wealth in terms of agriculture products also and many other things. One group of people who became important in this period were the Rajputs. So now we are going to see how the origin of caste took place. In India we know there are different castes and they are ordered in a hierarchical way. That also we know. And how it originated, that is what we are going to see. So the caste system originated during this period, during the period that began from 700 to 1750, this 1000 years. That a new system is taking place, a new social order is taking place, that is caste system. For example, we will talk about a particular community, that is Rajput. The Rajput, the name derived from Rajaputra. Raj means the children of the king. Raja, Putra. From these two words, Rajaputra is coming. So the Rajput, that name is originated from the literal meaning of Rajput is the children of Raja, children of king, the son of a ruler. Between the 8th and 14th centuries, the term was applied more generally to a group of warriors who claimed Kshatriya caste status. So the Rajput term originated during the 15th century or 13th and 14th century, and there were warriors by birth, and there were definitely Kshatriya. Kshatriya means in caste hierarchy we know Kshatriyas are second to Brahmins, and Kshatriyas rule the country. Brahmins are engaged in puja and displaying religiousness, and the duty of Kshatriya is to rule the kingdom. So the warriors are also from this community. So the members of this particular caste, Kshatriya, came to be known as Rajputs. The term included not just rulers and chieftain. Chieftain means the head of a clan, head of a tribal group. So the term Rajput was not simply to mention only the royal family and the first warriors. There were communities who served in the armies of different monarchs all over the subcontinent. Anyone who was incorporated into the army of a king, they all were called Rajputs. A chivalric code of conduct. Chivalric means knights, noblemen and horsemen collectively. A group of noblemen or a group of horsemen. They are called chivalry. And there was a particular code of conduct for them. They are supposed to be brave. They are supposed to be valiant. They are supposed to be fighting any forces. So they should not simply leave a battlefield. There are some conditions for them. So this is called chivalric rules, chivalric codes. A particular set of rules assigned for this group of people. That is called chivalric code. So a chivalric code of conduct, extreme valor and a great sense of loyalty. They should be very bold and they should be very loyal to the emperor. They should be willing to sacrifice their lives for the king. So such utmost loyalty they had to show. Okay, these are the conditions assigned for the noble warriors. Okay, so these are the qualities of Rajputs. Okay, were the qualities attributed to Rajputs by their poets and bards. So when we listen to the epics or our old poems and such great writings, we will all hear about the great deeds of warriors, because it was said like that. They should be valiant. They should not. For them, life was nothing. They are willing to lose their lives for the benefit of the country or the emperor, or for their clan or their family, for whatever may be. They don't care their lives. Such people are for such people. So it is not because they are willing for it. They are willing, but the poet and when they write poems, they are described like this. So they are compelled to sacrifice their lives. Other groups of people such as the Marathas, Sikhs, Jats, Ahoms and Kayasthas also used the opportunities of the age to become politically important. So during this period, it was the most important people were Kshatriyas, because always battle is taking place, war is taking place between countries, between communities, between villages, between cities. So always war is taking place. So when war is the most important thing, soldiers are the most respected people. So here too, the most important people of this period are Kshatriyas or Rajputs. So many other communities like Maratha, Sikh, Jat, Ahom, they all became very important during this period. So a particular caste is under construction. Throughout this period, there was a gradual cleaning of forest and the extension of agriculture, a change faster and more complete in some areas than others. So people are increasing and people need to have more dwelling areas and agricultural farms. So people are cutting down trees during this period. Which period? 700 to 1750. So changes in the habitat forced many forest dwellers to migrate. So when forests are cut down, many people who are living in the forest, they had to come to village and they had to settle down in villages and they had to start agriculture. They were not farmers before, but when they came to settlement areas, they had to start agriculture. Others started tilling the land and became peasants. So many of them became peasants, farmers. These new peasant groups gradually began to be influenced by regional markets, chieftains, priests, monasteries and temples. So when they were living in the forests, in jungles, they did not follow any rule or any custom or any practice. They had their own culture and practices. But when they came and settled down in villages, they were forced to obey the market conditions, market system, market mechanism. The chieftain, the village chieftain, what the village chieftain says, they had to obey. Then they had to go for puja or they had to live under a priest. Then again, so such and such changes are taking place in the lives of the forest dwellers also. And the societies are becoming complex. So many other people are incorporated into society, and society is growing even from the forest. The forest dwellers are coming and they are beginning to live in villages. Okay, we are closing down this chapter. You will be getting some questions after this explanation, and you can answer the questions. Thank you.